A very good evening to Dr. Aliza and fellow classmates. Today I'm going to present my presentation on HMEC5424, Educational Research Methods in Early Childhood. My name is Tiong Pei Yi, and I'm currently teaching in a local preschool in Miri, and I'm from Miri Learning Center. As for my research topic, it will be preschool teachers' perception and implementation of scaffolding in Miri. Let's look at the introduction. I would like to find out the perspective of the teachers on scaffolding and the implementation of scaffolding in preschool in local Miri. And as for scaffolding, we all know that it's first coined by David Wood, Jerome Bruner, and Gail Ross in 1976 to refer to a process that allows a child to solve a problem, perform a task, or accomplish a goal which would be beyond his own ability. And for Lev Vygotsky, even though he never used the term scaffolding, but it is closely related to his theory of zone of proximal development, ZPD. And ZPD is defined as the distance between the actual development level as determined by independence, problem solving, and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult supervision or in collaboration with more knowledgeable peers. Now let's look at teachers' role in scaffolding. Teachers will act as a facilitator in scaffolding classroom, and a traditional teacher will normally ask questions based on facts taught in the classroom. But teacher that scaffold will ask questions to stimulate children's thinking in order to help them to achieve their zone of proximal development. In order to achieve that, the teacher needs to know first where is the previous knowledge of the children in order to set the zone of proximal development. And the teachers need to adjust scaffolding strategies according to the children's knowledge and skills from time to time. And it can be moving in between high support strategies in the beginning of the learning, and after that it can move towards low support strategies. And scaffolding in preschool learning, it offers tools and strategies to provide support and guidance. It trains children to be independent learner, to be a thinker, and to be lifelong learner in the future. Now, as for scaffolding in Malaysia, Malaysia Educational Blueprint 2013 to 2025 set a target to reduce 50% achievement gap between urban-rural, gender, and socio-economic. And in order to do that, the mastery of reading, writing, and numeric skills is very important for the children. And the educational blueprint also focuses on building students with critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills. And scaffolding will be able to help the children to achieve those skills, because scaffolding also can help the children to develop their higher order thinking skills. Now, for the problem statements, past research shows that scaffolding helps preschoolers in achieving their learning in various areas of studies and promote critical thinking skills. The perception of teachers and the actual implementation of scaffolding in preschool is the key to help the children to learn. So from the problem statement, we now move to the significance of studies. These studies will benefit the teachers in terms of knowing the importance of scaffolding, find out the knowledge of existing teachers, whether they are capable to carry out the scaffolding in the classroom, gain better understanding on scaffolding, and also use different types of scaffolding strategies in the classroom. And of course, it will benefit the preschool children. It will help the children to develop to their full potential, and it also builds the children with critical thinking skills and problem-solving skills when scaffolding is being carried out in the classroom frequently. And as we know that the past research on scaffolding in local preschool setting is very, very limited. So the result of this research can be used to upgrade the quality in the local preschool. It can also be used to set the professional development for teachers that lacking skills. Now let's look at the research objective. Through this research, I would like to achieve 4 objectives. Research objective number 1 is to identify the level of teachers' awareness on the use of scaffolding strategies in teaching preschools in Miri. And research objective number 2 is to examine the challenges of scaffolding implementation in Miri preschools. Research objective number 3 is to identify type of scaffolding strategies that are being used in the preschools in Miri. And research objective number 4 is to explore the effectiveness of the implementation of scaffolding strategies in preschool in Miri. And from the research objective, I get my research questions as follows. Number 1, what are the level of children's awareness on the use of scaffolding strategies in teaching in preschools in Miri? And research question number 2, what are the challenges of scaffolding implementation in Miri preschools? Research question number 3, what are the type of scaffolding strategies that are being used in the preschool in Miri? And research question number 4, how effective is the implementation of scaffolding strategies in preschools in Miri? And let's move on. For my literature review, it will more focus on the following scope, which the first one will be scaffolding, focusing on the ZPD by Lev Vygotsky and also other researchers on scaffolding. And as we know the importance of roles of teachers, so I will cover my literature review in roles of teachers in scaffolding. And number 3, the type of scaffolding strategies that we can use. Number 4, the professional development on scaffolding. And lastly, the scaffolding in the classroom setting. Now, as for the research methodology, I will be using mixed method, which will be a mixture of qualitative and also quantitative. As for the qualitative, I will carry out interview with selected preschool teachers. There will be questions set for the teachers during the interview. And these questions are mostly open-ended questions in order to gain the in-depth knowledge of how do they carry out the scaffolding and know more about the scaffolding practice in the schools. And also, I would like to carry out observation in the selected classroom. Observe how the scaffolding is being applied in the class, in order to find out more in-depth information for my analysis. And for quantitative, I'm going to conduct survey by using questionnaires. So I'm going to conduct pilot tests first and foremost before it is approved. And when it go through the pilot test, I'm going to conduct the survey by using questionnaires. I'm going to target the preschool teachers in Miri, and once the data come back to me, the question comes back to me, I'll be able to do the data analysis based on the questionnaire the questionnaires. And that's all for my presentation today. Thank you.